Ash is with us now, brother. I ain't seen you for a while. How are you,
Hey,
mate? How are you, mate?
good, all good, all good. How you guys doing, Henry, Terry? I hope everything's good.
I'm all right.
Bad news for you guys, obviously,
It
but
is
yeah,
bad
good for
news.
us.
It's bad news. But look, you must be over the moon with this deal. I remember, man, at shows you were screaming for a proper number
Yeah,
9.
yeah, 100%. And for me, look, I know you said Sesko's good. I've watched him enough times to say he's not that good. So I'm glad the Gyokeres gang won. That celebration is gonna hit like a pandemic next season with all the Arsenal fans doing it every single game. But yeah, look, this is a fantastic signing. I was saying this on another show. If you look at the top goal scorers of the Portuguese leagues for the last 15, even 20 years, every single one of them has flopped outside Portugal. And I've always said that this is the one guy who's going to be the exception to that rule because you just look at his attributes, like his physicality, his he's not got blinding pace, but he's got enough pace to take on any defender. He can dribble when he needs to, finishing his elite. People talk about his penalties like that's a bad thing. I think it's amazing for us to have an elite penalty taker. Like I don't want to see, like, look, I love soccer, but I don't think he should be on penalties. Not because he's bad at it, just because we need a proper specialist, and clearly Gyokeres is a specialist. It has been like a couple of bad news after bad news, obviously outside football as well. But even with like Madueke links and just was disgusting news to read. But this Gyokeres signing definitely changes a lot of things. And I've said this before: if we are in a title race with Liverpool and City next season, I think we have the third best manager between these three clubs. So for us to have a better chance of winning the league, we need to have a better squad than both of them. And I think getting Gyokeres and Rodrigo, for me personally, I think that would mean we have the best squad in the league, especially if we add Eze to it, because we already have. I think we have. If we get Rodrigo and let's say Eze as well, I think we would definitely have the best squad in the league because we already have the best defense. An attack of Saka, Gyokeres, and Rodrigo, for me, like that's one of the best attacks in the league. And if you add Eze to that midfield that we already have with Rice, Zubamendi, Odegaard, Moreno, and hopefully Waneri if he stays, I think that in my opinion is the best squad in the league, and I think that could hopefully cover whatever gaps we have from a managerial perspective. I think Arteta is a good manager, even though I think he should have gone this summer, in my opinion. But I'm never one of these guys who says he's a bad manager. To do what he's done with us the last 5 years, you cannot do that if you're a bad manager. But I think if I compare him to Slot and Pep, they do have a tactical advantage over him, in my opinion, when it comes to a title race.
So is this last chance for you this season? Now you've got the striker coming in. I think you will sign Rodrigo. I think he's played something like 48 minutes at the Club World Cup or something stupid like that. And that Hand of Arsenal Twitter account, who's been quoted by Romano, come out and said that his priority is Arsenal if he leaves. If you bring those two in and don't win anything, he has to. The final day of the season, he has to go. Like if you
look, Henry, for me, he should have gone already after this last season, because I think as much as I've praised him for a lot of good things he's done, and he was progressing season on season, I think this last season he regressed us to a point where I think we should have moved on. But look, it is what it is. We got a new sporting director. Things are a bit different. We're finally signing a top quality striker, one of the most sought after strikers in the market. So yeah, for me, like obviously he definitely has no excuses, 100%. And I think that hopefully will give us a very good chance. And with Rodrigo, I agree with you. I think he is probably going to leave because I don't think he'd want to stay and play on the right wing. I don't even think Xabi Alonso plays in that kind of system where he would play Rodrigo on the right.
Mm-hmm.
And I've said it before, if he does leave, I genuinely cannot think of another club he would want to go to more than Arsenal. Of course, Liverpool is always there because he could go left wing and play for Liverpool and absolutely shine. But I think he probably would believe that he could go to a team like Arsenal and he could be one of the main guys. He would not be the main guy at Liverpool, at least not for a while. There's Wirtz, there's Salah, there's obviously Van Dijk. And this is going to sound funny. The fact that we slapped them 5-1, I don't think that goes against us. That's in our favor because Rodrigo gets to firsthand see that this is a quality team. Like, a lot of times you can watch teams on TV, obviously, and players will know about teams. But when you play against them, you really feel that quality. Yeah. I have a feeling that's what happened at Gyokeres too. But he played against us and lost 5-1.
Yeah, but I also think getting Gyokeres helps get Rodrigo. I think getting Eze helps get Rodrigo. Zubamendi helps get Rodrigo because I know that I've criticized the price of the Noni Madueke deal. I've criticized it if he's your main attacking signing. But you sit down with Rodrigo and say, look, we've been second 3 years running, semi-finals of Champions League, but we've gone and got the best available striker in the world. And I mean, actually available, actually attainable.
Not Isak, yeah.
You know, Isak's just not 150 million pound. He's just not gettable. And Newcastle fans say he's not in for sale. So there we go. We want you, one of the best wingers who's available in the world. Zubimendi, Eze, you saying to him, like showing him that is going to convince him a lot more than signing 2 new left backs. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you can sit down and show that intent. So, yeah, I think you got a very good chance of getting him, if I'm being honest with you. And it's gutting. It's gutting. Having said that, listen, I don't want City or Liverpool winning the league next year. So you're like my only real hope. Maybe Chelsea will do something. So there's this little part of me that's like, I don't want Arsenal to be good, but back-to-back league titles for Liverpool is pain, bruv. And especially they get 21 as well. So it's I might have to go on loan again, bruv. Ash, listen, man, it's a pleasure having you on, brother. And we'll speak again soon, my G.
Thank you so much.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Final caller of the show. We've got super chat still to do, though, but Dayo is here with us. What are you saying, my bro? I know what I can say. There's a lot of people backstage. I'm sorry. I saw like 12 of you back there. I can't get everybody on this show. We'll try more later on in the week. I'm very sorry, people. And I thank you all for your support of the Football Terrace. Dio, massive news for you guys today.
Yeah, good news, man. Can you guys hear me?
Perfect.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, good news. I think it's a good thing. Henry, what's up? It's been a minute. I haven't seen you in forever. Happy New Year.
It's been a fair while, isn't it? We had some good news as well today that Kudus only wants us, and obviously you've had some good news. So that's good news around.
I mean, I'm happy with get the main striker, but I'm also happy about something else that we're doing, which is we're fixing something that I thought was our downfall last season. The main thing that was our downfall last season was the main striker, which we did not have. The second thing was a good squad depth. And it seems like Berta is working on those two things simultaneously. I was surprised that Arsenal fans, they're like, why do you want to get Noni Madueke? Every report says they want him to play on the right-hand side as a Bukayo Saka backup. Every report. No report ever said he's going to be the main and only striker. So if we get him as a backup, great stuff. Put him on the bench, have him come on for Saka so Saka can rest as well throughout the season. We're not going to do the same thing we did last season where we lost Saka for 3 months, and we saw how that impacted our game. Zubimendi is in, which is great. Gyokeres coming in, great. If we can do, Eberechi Eze and Rodrigo, then Berta has done his business this season. It's now left to Mikel Arteta. Like I said, for me, the main 3 issues we had last season was we didn't have a striker. That was number 1 on the list. Number 2 on the list was we didn't have enough in our squad depth for us to be able to do anything tangible, where we were easily playing Merino as our number 9, which is crazy, towards the end of the season. I think people forget that. And the third thing was in-player management. Now, I give that 50-50 because the manager found a way to kind of still get towards like trying to do something, but he should have done that earlier in the season. Proper player management, in-game management throughout the entire season. He should have done that earlier. So yeah, Gyokeres coming to Arsenal, great stuff. At least now we have an out-and-out 9. There should be no excuse for missing, playing teams that play low blocks and not being able to score. There should be no excuse now. And we're talking about somebody who, even I think, if I'm not mistaken, I saw a stat sometime last season, Isak, Gyokeres, both of them playing for Sweden. Gyokeres outscores Isak in the Swedish national team. So yeah, that's a striker that I'm happy that we're getting. And if that just needs to get over the line, my main concern is get it over the line soon so that they can have a good preseason. These players need to gel together. Yeah, get it over. Yeah, I don't like this idea. Like people think that he's going to come. They're going to cook. If they don't work together, they're not going to cook. The first 5 games, very important.
Yeah, I agree. I think you are going to get quite a lot of these guys early. I mean, I think you'll get quite a few of these guys early in pre-season to give you that advantage. AJ here says, give me Zubimendi, Gyokeres, Eze, Rodrigo. Arteta and Berta can do whatever they like. Sign Madueke or re-sign Havertz. I don't care. Fans need to chill. J. Law Lloyd here says, United fan here. I'm not mad at players we look at and other clubs get them. I'm a bit cynical and want other clubs to show how inept United's hierarchy is, exposing a 62-year-old on a nude beach. Look, I look at it this way, though. I don't think us waiting on the Gyokeres deal was wrong. I stand on that because no one quite knew what Arsenal were going to do. And I think we'd have been foolish to have got Ollie Watkins yesterday And then today we get the news and it's Šeško, and we go, oh no, now he's there. We had to wait. I'm also completely understanding why Gyokeres has chose Arsenal over us. They're in a better situation. The same as 5 years ago, Gyokeres would have been picking Man United over Arsenal. It's just where we are, and we are not going to listen. We've done very well to get, but we haven't. I know he's not been announced yet, but we've done very well to get in Burmo, very well to get Cunha. We'll still sign some very good players, but we've missed out in our pomp. We will miss out now that we're in a really bad space, and it's gutting. But at the same time, I think if you live in a world where you know and you're accepting that we're going to miss out on players, it doesn't hurt as much, because I'm not building my hopes up and like as a guarantee. But I do get the frustration, mate. I really do. Anton is on with us now. What are you saying, Anton?
That's for you, Terry. That's for you, my man. Oh, I am pumped. As you know, I have been on this program now a few times already, and I was adamant that this should have been who Arsenal have gone for, who I thought Arsenal would go for, and that's eventually what's happened. I am pumped. This is a transformative signing for Arsenal. Facts. Fact check me on this. No player in world football in the last 24 months has put the ball in the back of the net more times than Victor Gyokeres. Correct or incorrect?
Correct.
Now, that is a striker that Arsenal needs. And I can finally say this. I was never sold on Benjamin Šeško. I was stressing about the idea of us picking Benjamin Šeško because he just was never going to be the type of player that I believe that could have taken us to the title. Victor Gyokeres has now changed the element of what this Arsenal attack is going to look like. This is what we have needed for the last 2-3 years, finishing in second. We needed that gunman, and now he's here. Now, unfortunately, Liverpool and City have strengthened, so him alone is not going to be enough. We're going to need to push on. We're going to need to get Eze. We're going to need to get Rodrigo, and Arsenal's going to have to, in order to facilitate some of those transfers as well, have to get rid of a lot of our players and sell them to make extra money. Unfortunately, because the Madueke thing has, I tried to get my head around it. I think I've gotten it, and I think that both Trossard and Martinelli are going to go, and it's going to be a complete revamp of the wings for Arsenal. But we'll focus on that stuff as the weeks progress. Right now, Gyokeres to Arsenal, absolutely. This is all I wanted all summer. Like, from the day that, and actually I'm going to say this right now and everybody's going to laugh. This is why I wanted, as an Arsenal fan, okay, I actually wanted Spurs to win the Europa League final, because I knew that at that moment when you guys won the Europa League final, that Victor Gyokeres was going to be ours. I knew it, and it makes it worth it. It was like a sacrifice. It was painful to have to watch you guys win a Europa League.
It's fair you say that, Anton, because if he comes in, does the business, and wins you major trophies, and I'm talking FA Cups, leagues, Champions Leagues, no Arsenal fan will give a fuck anymore about Spurs winning a Europa League. It will pale into insignificance. So I do understand that train of thought, mate. Anton, we'll be chatting to you again in the week, no doubt, when you call in again, brother. Yeah. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, man.
Thank you.